Hey guys, it's Roland from Team ML and I'm here with Nate, and we're going to talk to you about some of the different air tanks that you can use with your Pulsar guns. For starters, what I have right here are the old school traditional aluminum tanks. These are the 68 CU by 3000 PSI. This one here is I believe a 47 CU 3000 PSI. On average, maybe with maybe conservative shooting, you could get about 2,500, maybe 3,000 shots. If you're gonna go semi-auto, you might be able to get a little bit more than that. But for typical gameplay that we have, about a day you should be able to get 3,000 shots out of these tanks easily. Just some other things to note about these aluminum tanks. They're a lot cheaper than the carbon fiber versions. These we can get for $50, $65, maybe $70 depending where you pick them up, versus the carbon fiber tanks, which Nate will talk about, which are far more expensive, mostly because of the fabrication and the material used to make them. But I'll let Nate talk about those tanks.
Alright, so I have a couple carbon fiber tanks to talk to you about. This is a smaller peanut tank. It's 50 cubic inch, 4,500 PSI. Now, even though it's a lot smaller than the 3,000 PSI tanks, you're going to get roughly about the same amount of air in here because it holds air at a 4,500 PSI pressure versus 3,000 PSI. But it is a lot more expensive. It's about $150 for this model right here. This is a Pure Energy 50C 4,500 PSI tank. Have some bigger ones. This is a Ninja 90 cubic inch 4,500 PSI. It's a pretty popular tank. Roughly, again, this is going to vary depending on your settings, but about 5,000, maybe 5.5. That's about how many shots you're going to get out of this if you fill it up. This retails for about $160, versus the average $60 price of a 3,000 PSI tank. They are going to be lighter because they are constructed out of carbon fiber. Even though they're bigger, they are still going to be lighter. About twice the price, but they do hold more air, which is important because they cost the same to fill. Like, for instance, if you went to Sports Chalet and to get your tank filled, this would cost the same amount of money to fill as the smallest 3,000 PSI tank. The 4,500s tend to be a little fatter in profile. I don't know if you see it, the 4,500 is a little wider than the 3,000. So the 3,000 might work for you because, if you're using a hydration pouch where you don't have a lot of room, 3,000 might work for you. If you got something bigger, maybe the 4,500 will work for you. This is a shorter Crossfire 92 cubic inch 4,500 PSI tank. I think this retails for closer to 200, I believe. Don't quote me on that. So the advantages, again, of the aluminum is it's going to be a little more durable than the carbon fiber. They're cheaper, and they're a little slimmer. The advantages of the 4,500 series is they're going to be lighter, and they're going to hold more air. Just one thing to note, most of us run Ninja tanks, just personal preference. One nice thing about the Ninja tanks is they've got double O-ring regulators, which is nice. It may not do anything, but it's just a nice feature to have. So if you guys got any more questions about air tanks, what we use, what to buy, go ahead and hit us up on Facebook, YouTube, leave us a comment, send us a message.